My name is Alfio Cavallotto. I represent Cavallotto Winery. It's a very business family. Together with me there is my brother Giuseppe, the sister Laura, and still the father and the mother. But now they're very old and they rest much more. And the winery established in 1928. In 1928, my grandfather bought the entire area called Briccoboschi. We are here in Castiglione Falletto, so exactly in the center of Barolo area. And we began first much more as a wine grower, like much more farmer. And a part of our production was sold in grapes. Finally, in 1948, we stopped completely this market of the grapes, and we began to put the label on our labels. We registered the name. We were probably one of the first farmers in this zone to produce wine. And here we are in the best place of the Briccoboschi hill, exactly in the middle of the hill. So in front of us there is the Vigna San Giuseppe. That is the central part. From these vineyards we obtain a fantastic quality, and the grapes from very old vines produce a particular kind of Barolo. Is a Barolo Riserva. So grapes from this part of the vineyard are very concentrated and perfect for wines for a long age. And we are here in the cellar for aging our Barolo. Not just Barolo, we age here also Barbera for 2 years, Dolcetto, that is a young wine, but aged here in bigger cask, also 6 months. This is because we want age for a long time our wines here, so 3, 4, 5, sometimes also 6 years. And we absolutely don't want any artificial taste, like vanilla, like other things that the wood can apport to the wine. So we produce very classic and traditional wines, so every different taste that don't come from the grapes for us is a defect. Now we are almost ready to age the new vintage 2019. That is it's a small production in quantity, but is a vintage that should be great in quality. So it's very important. And here we are in the cellar of fermentations. So now in this horizontal tank there is the production of our Barolo of 2019. These kind of tank are very particular because we can do a very classic and traditional kind of maceration in fermenting using modern technology. So inside this kind of tank there is a blade that turns a little bit in the right and in the left, submerging the cap. So the maceration, so the contact of the skins with the wines, with the juice wines, is very soft, but also very intimate. There is a lot of contact. and it's possible to have a very long maceration, longer than the fermentation. Normally fermentation, we spend about 10-12 days of fermentation, but the maceration is over. We spend normally 28-35 days, depending on the vintage. Are very different kind of tank, of course, not in stainless steel, but in concrete tanks, in cement. We use these tanks in particular for the malolactic fermentation. So we will use the cement in springtime in particular. For bottling, we use also for bottling we use a lot of technologies. It is important in particular because in the past my father using low technology was necessary protect a little bit better the wines with more sulfite. Now, thanks to stainless steel, we can use nitrogen. The wine never is pumped; it's just very soft pushed into the bottle, and so there isn't any differences between first or after bottling, and so it's possible also use a very low quantity of sulfites. So the genuinity of the wine now is maximum. Okay, the first Barolo we taste is our regular cru, Bricoboscis. So it is Barolo aged for 3 years in botti and one in the bottle. 2015 is a particular good and approachable vintage. So right now very drinkable. Probably is not the best vintage we ever had, but it's very good and is perfect for people that like to drink wines a little bit before. So the second wine to taste is a Vignolo, so it's a Barolo Riserva. The vintage is 2012. The Barolo is also very different. The taste is much more open right now, approachable. Often in a warm season can be also dark in color and very deep with a lot of fruit. But the evolution is a little bit faster. In general, we have much more complexity in Bricoboscis and much more elegance and drinkability right now with this wine Vignolo. With the same vintage, 2012, but the best selection of the Bricoboscis is Riserva Vigna San Giuseppe. It's 2012 is for us an important vintage because it's very balanced. So right now it's possible to drink very well, but it's also possible to age very well this wine for many years. It's an elegant vintage without absolutely any defect. And we say that in a blend tasting, before to taste, just with the nose, it's possible to feel a little bit something from Burgundy. This is Vignolo 2013. It's a perfect great vintage with a lot of structure. So it's a very important vintage, maybe a little bit strong, maybe too strong for generic people or generic customers in the first 2-3 years, but it will be great. Some other kind of very good vintages, for example 2010, are so important, like 2013, but much more approachable right now. Other vintages are very strong before, but after that the evolution is fantastic. So depends. We have exceptional vintages that could be easy or not so drinkable right now, but with a fantastic evolution. We try the 2013, of course, our most important wine is a singular vineyard of Bicoboschi, Vigna San Giuseppe. The wine starts with the higher bouquet, so much more spices and flowers. But after that, also some heavy bouquet. It's possible to feel very well. So the fruits in general. In the back taste, it begins to be rich of licorice, and can be also a little bit of a mushroom, and can be also truffle. Thank you very much for your attention. It will be a pleasure to have you here, our guest. So I hope you will appreciate our Barolo. We try to do the maximum possible. If the weather is good, of course, it's easier to do our work. And so thank you a lot, and I hope to see you here.